Alright, welcome everyone to Chapter 5 of Onikakushi-hen. So, I really hope y'all are enjoying this series because I just started thinking about it, and right now I'm at like 30-something videos on my channel. And thinking about it, if I continue and do this whole series, all of Higurashi, it's gonna end up being, I think, at least 80 episodes. So it's gonna be taking up a lot of my channel. So I really hope you all are enjoying this, and if there's anything that you think I could be doing better, please comment, let me know. I've been doing streaming and stuff for over a year, but I'm still feeling very new to all of this and would really appreciate all the feedback that I can get. So anyway, yeah, I really hope y'all are enjoying this because I certainly am. I really like this story a whole lot. But anyway, so okay, last time we left off with Keiichi and Rena finally getting the Colonel Randy doll out of the garbage dump. So let's continue from there.
どうだったケイちゃん。
レナさんの家に行ったでございますか？すごかったでしょ？そんなことないよね。ね。
Unlike my house, the Ryugu residence wasn't newly constructed. It had been renovated from a pre-existing building. Well, the house itself was fine. The problem was the yard. There, it was crammed with rows upon rows of oddities. They were all the same as Colonel Randy, stuff you'd see while walking around in town. The cake shop's mascot, Lil Licky. The Toadalmon? Whatever it is, in front of the pharmacy. She even had the amazing flying elephant from the top of the department store.
そこまでは100歩譲って可愛いことにしてもいい。だがあの郵便ポストは変だぞ。ああいうのってまずいんじゃないのか？
だって、可愛いんだもん。
She must have just thought about it because her face filled with delight.
出かけりゃいいのか？出かけりゃ。
で、お部屋には小さいものがごっちゃりと陳列してありますの。前に拝見したことがあるでございますわ。
で、リカちゃんみたいな可愛い子は地下室にしまうのか？
何でもしまっちゃうよ。はあ、かわいい。
So she takes anything she likes back to her nest. No ill will intended.
なあレナ、ニューヨークに自由の女神ってあるだろ？あれ、可愛いか？
かわいいよ。はあ、欲しいよ。
The US should probably come up with some countermeasures ASAP. If not, the Statue of Liberty really will take a trip to Hinamizawa in the not-so-distant future.
お待たせしましたです。
Rika-chan had returned.
職員室に呼ばれるなんて面白くないよな。なんかやったのか？
失礼な。リカはケイイチさんのような不良とは違うでございます。違うよケイイチくん。リカちゃんはお祭りの実行委員さんなの。
祭り？学校の文化祭かなんかの？
ケイちゃん、ケイちゃん、この前言ったじゃん。村祭りだよ。綿流しのお祭り。
Oh, come to think of it, she did say there'd be a festival at the shrine during the next break.
その綿流しって何なんだ？灯籠流しみたいなもんか？
最後に沢に流すってとこだけは同じかな。
いた で使えなくなったお布団とかと寺とかにね、ご苦労様って感謝して供養しながら沢に流すお祭りなの。
The people living in Hinamizawa dumped their futons and padded cloaks in a stream? It sounds like it'd be a lot of trouble if it backed up the current. Maybe they should just drop some fish in and have a fish wrangling competition. Skewer them and sprinkle a little salt. Oh man, I could smell it already.
それじゃあサマーキャンプですわ。ケイチさんって意外に想像力貧困でございますのね。
なんで俺がくだらん想像をしたことが分かった？
表情に出てましたです。
What sort of face could have expressed what I'd imagined just now? Brenna demonstrated for me. I see. No argument here.
まあそんなに面白いものじゃないけどさ、楽しみにしてりゃいいじゃん。
みんなで行こう。当日は迎えに行くからね。
I don't really feel like going to festivals unless someone asks me to. I wouldn't get bored if these guys were going.
退屈どころか今年もやるぜ。
Mion's proclamation came as she looked at each member in turn. So, I didn't know how my intonation should go there. Sorry. What was this all about? From the way Mion looked, it was probably...
我が部の夏の風物詩、綿流し祭4強爆闘。
センスねえ。なんだよそのネーミングは。
レナは可愛い名前だと思うけどな。
I tried to object sharply, but since Rena looked happy about it, I decided it was pointless to fight it.
ケイチもいますから、今年は五強爆闘になりますです。
Rika-chan made a small correction in light of my presence.
で、この仰々しいネーミングの部活動とお祭りがどう結びつくんだ？
日頃部活動で培った実力をご披露するのでございますわ。
その通り。日々の厳しい試練を乗り越えた精鋭中の最精鋭たる我々の実力を。
でも去年は村長さんに怒られたし、今年は迷惑をかけないようにしないとね。つまり露店巡りをしながら部活動をするわけです。
Rika-chan really is the only one who explains things so they make sense. I see. So we'll be exhibiting on those busy festival grounds. Rena was right. Of course that would be reason for the mayor to get angry.
でも楽しいんだよ。
That was the only point I did not doubt. It would be, without question, fun. The day of the festival was drawing near.
じゃ、それはそれとして、今日も始めようかね、部活動。意義は
なーし。
Oh, my bad. Our voices rang out in unison. Oh, I just remembered what's coming up.
やっぱり人数が多いときはトランプが一番の王道だよね。
Oh boy, I just remembered what this part is. Oh boy.
まさにこれぞテーブルゲームのベーシック。
また乾杯トランプか？
今日は新品。傷はないから本当に条件は互角。
本当でございましょうね。そのカード改めさせてもらいますわ。
Well, that was fair. Just to be safe, everyone checked the cards.
これなら大丈夫だよ。
みんな納得した？じゃあ今日はね、大貧民にしようか。5人って人数もいい感じでしょ。
Another standard card game. First one to get rid of all their cards wins. The basic rules: play a better card than the one before. You can play straights and pairs. There There are various techniques that improve the game, like reversals. But because it's such a well-known game, there are lots of house rules for it as well. Yep, I remember playing this all the time back in high school. And who knows what kind of rule... Yeah, we used all different kinds of rules. The name, for example, in my hometown we called it Millionaire.
一応細部を確認しとくぜ。ジョーカーはオールマイティか？ 3は3枚でも革命可能か？
ジョーカーはなし。2が最強。革命返しはあり。3でも4枚なきゃ革命不可。
あとね、ゲーム開始時に貧民がいいカードを上納するってルールがあるでしょ。あれはなしなの。
While I was confirming the familiar rules, Satoko looked over at me cautiously. I probably should have tried to look a little more, to look like more of an amateur. I was pretty used to this game. It's President, and it's with a new deck. Today, I might be able to win. I had the gist of the rules now, but that wasn't everything, was it?
今日の罰ゲームは何でございますの？
それなんだけどさ、みんなで何枚かメモに書いて敗者に引かせるってのはどうかな。
Oh, that seemed like it could be interesting.
ではどぎついのを書いてケイチさんに引かせてやりますわ。あんまりひどいのを書くと自分で引いた時大変だよ。
負けなきゃいいってんだろ。
わかってるじゃありませんの。
Mion handed out several slips of paper to everyone.
じゃあ適当に書いてこのカバンの中に入れて。負けた人はこの中に手を突っ込んで1枚引くってことで。
Now then, what would be a good penalty? Worst case scenario, you draw what you wrote. Something too intense would be like digging your own grave.
何もなしって書くのは禁じ手にしましょうです。
Rika-chan's casual suggestion caused Mion's hand to lurch to a sudden halt.
うわー、ミオンさん卑怯ですわ。何もなしって書いて角を折ってあるんですの。
I see. Just in case you lost, just grab the note with the folded corner and you'd be safe. That was a good idea. Diabolical as ever, Mion. Rika-chan is quite formidable too, being able to see through that. I couldn't underestimate her even though she doesn't stand out.
みんな、あんまり意地悪な罰ゲームはやめようね。
Nobody agreed to Rena's proposal. Everyone was ruthless.
大丈夫だよレナ。負けなきゃいいんだからな。
そうだね。よし、頑張ってレナの罰ゲームをみんなに引かせるぞ。
Rena was quite brutal even though she usually appeared meek. Better not underestimate her either.
同感ですわ。特にレナの罰ゲームってのがとっても気になるでございます。誰の罰ゲームでも怖いです。
I still didn't know what Rika-chan's penalties would be like.
つまりこのゲームには負けられないってわけ。ご一同覚悟はいいね。
We all nodded determinedly. Having confirmed that, Mion dealt out the cards. Finally, the battle begins! I had a decent starting hand. Card after card was played in the middle. Not needing Mion to tell them, both Rika-chan and Satoko played their cards without hesitation. Rena and I were the only ones who paused to think. It seemed that Rena genuinely couldn't make up her mind, but I was different. I was like a shark stalking its prey, just waiting for the right time to strike.
あれ、これ通るのかよ。じゃあ3出して上がりだぜ。
9いないですの。8、7、 上がりでございます。5と5上がりますです。じゃあ最後の1枚を捨てて上がりね。
気を逸したか。
The loser of the first round was, of all people, Mion. And now I was certain. Today, I could win!
じゃあみーちゃん、この中から1枚引いてね。
Mion, accepting her defeat, scrounged around inside the bag and pulled out one piece of paper.
誰これ、書いたやつ誰。
Mion quivered and shrieked.
どんなのどんなの
Rena was also surprised when she peeked at it. What kind of terrible thing was written on it? Pet the principal on the head.
ちょっと待て、これがどうやばいんだ？
圭一さんは気づきませんの？校長先生は頭髪が薄いことを恥ずかしがってますの。
Satoko yelled with a serious look on her face. But she wasn't as loud as Mion's shriek. What could it be?
校長先生は武道の達人なのです。若い頃は世界を修行して回って武術の奥義を極めきったと豪語してますの。戦後の日本の教育の乱れを憂いて教育者に転校したんだって。
He was inhuman. Pet that guy's head?
部長の私が模範を示さないわけにはいかないね。
She bellowed out a yell as she dashed off down the hallway.
静かにこっそり行って穏便に済ます方が有利じゃないのか？
多分無理だよ。だって気配でアメフラシが探せるって言ってたし。
I could do nothing but wait with bated breath. Kerpow! A rumble shook the classroom.
校長先生、超奥義発動です。
Following the launcher with a following the launcher with a jab, strong, fierce combo? He's even using meter.
G 君道だな。
知らないよ。食らいたくないもん。
Nothing I could do now except stay calm. I understood now why there were no delinquents at this school. After a few moments of silence, Mion slumped back to us.
なでた。これでいい。
Mion said before collapsing.
とりあえず生きてますわね。ゲーム続行は可能でございますわ。鬼。
I was amazed the person who made club activities like these could say that.
でもこれで一番おっかない罰ゲームはなくなったね。
Rena tried to lighten the mood and was only met with Mion's malicious grin. She was serious now.
もう手加減しないからね。あんたたちにも思い知らせてやろうじゃん。
The pace of the game became bizarrely quick. I could tell the game had gotten more intense.
S345あっかり。
これで僕も上がりますです。
へへ、俺も上がらせてもらうぜ。
3、これで上がりですの。負けちゃったよ。
And the heavens chose to vanquish Rena.
どんな罰ゲームだろう。どんな罰ゲームだろう。
It wasn't exactly hard for her to be worried. Just thinking of the level of difficulty of Mion's first penalty still made me quiver. And so, the penalty she drew out with trembling fingers was... The heck was this? Speak like a maid.
なにこれこれってどうすればいいのってことはつまりそういう口調で喋れということではございませんのははいご主人様
It hit me like a ton of bricks. I had no idea who wrote that penalty, but she was awesome.
じゃあレナ、カードを集めてみんなに配ってくれるかな。
はいご主人様
I could just die right now.
とにかくゲームを続行しよう。なあレナ。
はいご主人様
The eagerness to which I was goading Rena into addressing me as master was downright impressive, if I do say so myself.
うりゃもう負けないよ。上がり。
私も絶対負けられないでございますのよ。上がりましたです。
ならこれで俺も上がりだ。
そんなまたレナの負けでございますか？
Rena again. What kind of penalty would it be this time? I was delighted by the mysterious sense of anticipation. Anticipation? No, this was conviction. Remove one item of clothing from the top and bottom halves of your body.
そりゃまずいだろう。誰だよこんなの書いたの。
My face reddened in anger. If I didn't yell something out, I wouldn't be able to hide my shaking. Who did write that? God, please give that man a Nobel Prize.
きっとノーベルスケベ賞ですわね。
Not good, not good. What I was thinking about was written on my face.
みーちゃん
Rena begged Mion with teary eyes, but everyone knew Mion's answer already.
はいはい。甘えない甘えない。負けたら潔く。
わかりましたご主人様。脱ぎます。
What? I looked around, thinking someone else would probably stop her. Of course, I wasn't exactly trying to stop her either. Then I heard the rustling of clothing. The sound of her skirt hitting the ground sent my heart racing.
これでよろしいでしょうか。ご主人様。
I looked away like a gentleman. But these club activities, you needed to be ruthless after all.
なんだ。
ケイチさん、何を期待してますの？下に体操服着てなかったらさすがに脱げませんわ。
Sachiko poked fun at me, but right now I can't hear it.
ケイちゃんもやるね。こっちの方向で攻めてくるとはおじさん予想もつかなかったわ。
違う。これは俺が書いたんじゃない。
ご主人様が書いたんじゃないんですか？
Her squirming around in her PE clothes made it impossible for me not to feel anything. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. Mion probably wrote that one and planned to go after me as I panicked. Can't fall for a trap after knowing it's a trap. Clear your head. Calm down and assess the situation. I was determined to think my way out of this. And the answer was quite simple.
俺はガーツ。
I then became a god. I, who had already entered the domain of godhood. What would dare stand in my way? It was like they were pulled to me magnetically. I was picking up aces and twos like nobody's business.
なんでこんなにカード運が悪いんでございますの？
さとこの負けだな。引くぞ。妹口調で喋る。
はい、お兄ちゃん。
Yes! The pleasure of making this brat disgrace herself.
またおじさんの負けじゃん。
ミオンの負けだな。引くぞ。女子スクール水着に着替える。
のー、ケイちゃんに引かせたかった。
Yes! Mion's despair was like sweet honey.
ご主人様、また負けちゃいました。
レナの負けだな。引くぞ。1位に膝枕。
この格好でですか、ご主人様。
Yeah! She's not wearing a skirt, so it's her bare legs.
お兄ちゃん、強すぎですの。
さとこの負けだな。引くぞ。1位にご奉仕。肩でも揉んでもらおっかな。
はい、お兄ちゃん。
ほら、もっと奥まで。冷たてんじゃねえぞ。
I had transformed into an evil dictator and couldn't be doing any better. It felt like I could control how the cards played out with my mind, and even decide what suits would appear just by willing it. By the time I realized it, I had already assembled a harem. I was laughing haughtily as I rested my head on Rena, who was now a bloomer-clad maid. Satoko was wearing a collar and had taken on little sister properties. Mion was fanning me while wearing a school swimsuit.
今日はご主人様は圧勝でございますね。あんまり頭をゴロゴロしないでくださいまし。
I began to think, why does man have no end to his desires? How could I wish for more than this palace of dreams?
どうしましたですか、ケイ。
どうして人の欲望には限りがないのか。憂いていたのさ。
That was it. Rika-chan hadn't been in first, but she continued to escape being in last.
ケイイチは欲張りさんですよ。樽を知るとも言いますです。
十分理解してるよ。なんて言うのかな。もう死んでもいいって感じ。
ご主人様、あんまりゴロゴロしないで。死んでもいいですね。叶えて差し上げますですよ。
Rika-chan said it in her usual calm manner with a cheery tone. This was undoubtedly a declaration of war.
いいぞリカちゃん、やっちゃえ。
このドスケベ大魔王をやっつけるでございます。僕では勝てないかもしれませんですが、やっつけますですよ。
Such stoicism from this little girl who's always hidden away in Satoko's shadow. It would probably be rude not to meet her head on. I shall face you myself, little one. I saw Mion swap a few cards with Rika-chan in the middle of the game, but pretended I didn't see it. Do you believe you can defeat Keiichi-sama with just that?
2です。エースエースエースです。88888革命しますです。
Everybody looked over at me. I was still brimming with confidence. The four of them have allied against me. That's it? You're making me laugh.
ありだったよな。革命返しだ。
そんなバカなことがあるわけ。
Satoko let out a shriek. Mwahahaha! You simpletons! Using up all of her cards before calling the reversal left Rika-chan with no good cards. She was defeated soon after.
僕の負けです。
ついに我が軍門に下ったり。さあ一枚引くぞ。おお。
Wear cat ears, a bell collar, and a tail. Mwahahaha! Even the penalties were as I wished. Rika-chan hung her head and equipped the three holy artifacts. It's questionable as to why such things were in Mion's locker, but since I had no objections, I didn't ask. Oh! This was so... How? It felt like I had become Rena. This was definitely... Kai? I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Crap, I smudged my glasses. Oh god, I'm sorry. Oh god, I'm sorry for this. That wasn't me talking. That was the actual Rena.
Me.
As Rika-chan mimicked a cat, teary-eyed, rings of smoke escaped from Rena's ears with an audible poof.
リカちゃん、お持ち帰り、お持ち帰り。ちょっとだけだよ。変なことはしないんだよ。しないんだよ。
そうか。その手が残ってたか。
Mion gasped and dropped her fist into her open palm.
レナがどうしてもって言うなら、僕はお持ち帰りされちゃうです。レナさんにケイイチさんが倒せたらですわ。
They thought that Rena in Kai mode would be able to defeat me. Would it be that easy? Opposing me was the same as opposing God. I'll teach them their place.
証拠罪だ。レナなど返り討ちに。
For a moment, I didn't know what was going on. The 52 cards danced and flowed freely between Rena's hands like the machinations of a master magician. In the middle of those flowing cards was Rena's ecstatic expression, her head bobbing around.
やろ、ケイイチくん。早く早く。
My whole body knew it already. I was going to lose.
出ない？出ないのケイちゃん。ならこれであっかり。
Everyone cheered. I was spent.
悔いはないさ。神様、短い夢をサンキューな。
さあ、引くでございますよ。ケイイチさんの罰ゲーム、これですわ。
Everyone peeked at it in unison, gazes flicking between the text and my face.
今日一日はしゃがせてもらったからな。何でもやるぜ。内容は何だ？
全部。
は？
Huh? Every penalty up until now.
なんだそり
ケイイチさん、言葉遣いが弟属性になっていませんでしたよ。
はい、お姉ちゃん。
うわー、 枕はいいからレナにもね。
はい、ご主人様。
ケイチくん、それすごくかわいい。もっと言ってもっと言って。
もうお許しください、ご主人様。
Rena passed out with a squeal, blood spewing from her nose like a fountain. My dignity was being trampled more than a communal doormat.
次はおじさんだね。まずはのんびりとうちわで仰いでもらおうかな。
Whoosh, whoosh.
あ、そうか。これも着ないとダメだよね。スクール水着。
それ女子用だろ。俺は男子用でいいんじゃないのか。
ここにちゃんと女子スクール水着に着替えると明記してございますわ。
Satoko was like a loan shark. Actually, me trying to escape reality as fast as humanly possible was pretty adorable if I did say so myself.
だって誰のスクール水着を着るんだよ。嫌だろ。俺なんかに着られたら。
あ、おじさんそういうのは全然気にしないから。いいじゃん、役得でさ。私スタイルすっごく悪いからケイちゃんでも着れないことないと思うよ。
The executioners surrounded me, wagging their fingers.
キャッキャッキャッキャッキャー。
My first thought, it's tight around the waist. Second thought, the chest area was pretty loose. Third thought, the crotch area was... How?
ケイチくんかわいいかわいい。あとこれに猫耳と首輪と尻尾をつけて完成しますです。
ケイちゃん、鏡見る？いやマジすごいって。多分見といた方がいい。
The stern, scientific, calculating nature mixed with her fascination made Mion very scary.
遠慮します、ご主人様。
これで出来上がりですわね。このままの格好で下校するってのもあればよかったですのに。
じゃあもういいかい。着替えてさ。
Nope. Nope. While I was saying that, Mion placed her hands on my shoulders and Rika-chan slipped up behind me without a sound.
まだです、ケイチ。一番最初にやった罰ゲームが残ってますです。
この格好でか。
Rika-chan patted my head without saying a word.
よし、失礼します。
入りたまえ。
I stepped forwards into the principal's office. My bell collar jingled adorably. The principal froze solid with a smile on his face as he saw me. I couldn't blame him. In this sacred place of study, specifically in his office. Though I said excuse me as I entered, the sight of a person entering with a school swimsuit, cat ears, a collar, and a tail, and for it to be a young male student. Without a doubt, any normal person's psyche would have stopped cold. But this could be explained. We'll call it uncanny valley camouflage, if you will. When humans see others, they can only begin to act after confirming this is human. Meaning that if he could not comprehend what was in front of him, then in those moments before he could begin to fully process the situation, his mind was completely blank. That was my one and only chance for victory. My penalty? Rubbing the principal's head.
こっちよー、勝負。
A zhing sound echoed loudly. Sorry, that didn't flow well. He went straight for the special move. The principal said one thing to me.
男とは何ぞや。
And in a heartbeat. Yeah, that. That tremor resounded throughout the Hinamizawan twilight. Oh, dear God. The chapter's not even over. Rena was given permission to caress Rika-chan's head as much as she wanted, so they headed home together, very pleased. Once again today, it was just Mion and I going home.
いやー、白熱したね。ケイちゃんがあんなに大貧民が強いとは思わなかった。
いや、俺自身が一番驚いてるよ。
If I was playing with guys, I wouldn't have been that strong.
しかし、ひってえ目にあった。あんな姿で担架で運ばれた日にゃ、松代までの恥だ。
でもいいじゃん。7台は自慢できるくらいいい目も見たんだし。
How? Well, when she says it like that, we both smiled at each other.
おや、また会ったね、ケイチ君。
It was Tomitake-san. It felt like I'd been running into him quite often.
どうも。いい写真は撮れてますか？
ま、そこそこにね。で、
Tomitake-san suddenly leaned over and whispered into my ear.
しかし、ケイチ君も隅に置けないな。今日はこの間とは違う彼女かい？
そういうんじゃないですよ。
とぼけないとぼけない。若いうちは経験が大事なんだからな。
Because Tomitake-san let out such a crude laugh, Mion knew what we were talking about without even hearing his whispering.
富武のおじさまだってなかなか隅に置けないって噂ですけど。
Sorry.
いや、僕はそんなつもりで。
はいはい。お仕事頑張っていい写真いっぱい撮ってくださいな。バイバイ。
Mion seemed to really want to get rid of this lout quickly. From the way she spoke, it seemed as if Mion knew Tomitake-san quite well.
おじさまは今年は綿流しまで滞在ですかな？
うん、そのつもりだよ。お祭りを一通り撮影したらまた東京に帰るよ。
カメラマンってやつは本当に気楽な商売ですこと。早くでっかい賞を取って有名になってくださいよね。今期逃してまで写真撮影に熱中してるんだから。
そんなことはないと思うな。男は味噌汁から味が出るんだよ。
味噌から味が出てどうすんですか、バッチーナ。
ん？あおっと、そろそろ宿に戻らないと暗くなっちゃうな。
Tomitake-san began to take his leave with a dry laugh. It did look like he was outmatched by Mion.
じゃあお二人ともお祭りでまた会おうね。
After waving a hand cheerfully, Tomitake-san disappeared amidst the cries of the Higurashi.
あんな調子で本当に有名になれんのかね。個展開いたら私の写真展示してもらう約束になってんだけど、当分実現しそうにないかね。
ミオンは富武さんのことを知ってるんだ。
うん、知り合いっていうかほら、ここじゃよそ者はすぐ分かっちゃうからね。
昨日今日会ったばかりという感じじゃなかったな。
富武さんね、結構ちょくちょくひなみ沢に来るんだよ。年に 2,3 回くらいかな。季節の風景や野鳥を撮影してるんだってさ。ま、大した写真じゃないんだろうけどね。
The image Mion painted of Tomitake-san was fairly unique. The Tomitake-san I knew was more mysterious. The words flowed naturally from my mouth.
富武さんって 本当に野鳥撮影で来てるのかな。
Mion stared blankly at me as if to ask, "Why do you say that?"
なんかこう撮影以外の目的で来てるようなさ、そんな気がしないか。
Like about that incident, the dismemberment.
やっぱだとしたらいい感してるよケイちゃん。
She agreed with what I thought, but was quite chipper in how she said it.
知ってるのかミオン。
もうね、他のみんなはひょっとすると気づいてないかもしれないけど、このおじさんの目はごまかせないしね。
Mion was posturing pretentiously, but I had easily come to a very different conclusion from what she was imagining. It felt like all apprehensions I had about Tomitake-san disappeared, lifting a burden off my shoulders. I was finally able to appreciate how clear the evening sky over Hinamizawa was. I exhaled everything from my lungs and inhaled just as much. It smelled like dusk.
どうしたのケイちゃん。
日暮の声ってさ、こんなにも気持ちいいものだったんだなって。
ケイちゃん何を今さら。
We both continued to giggle, not knowing why.
レナは今頃どうしてるかな。リカちゃんを思う存分可愛がれたのかな。
今頃は夕食を振る舞うから遊びにおいでって誘ってる真っ最中だよ。
うまく持ち帰れるといいな。
どうだろうね。リカちゃんってあれでなかなかうまいから。
ああ、それは同感。頭を撫でる罰ゲーム、あれきっとリカちゃんだぜ。
私も同感。校長先生の頭を撫でられるのはリカちゃんだけだし。
Just pointless chit-chat. The hot day felt like it was being cooled down by the cries of the Higurashi. Oh. Alright, that should be the end of the chapter, I think. Right? Maybe. Maybe. Yep. We got one tip to read. Community notice. We're greeting the end of the rainy season sooner than in prior years. On this day, when it feels like summer will soon arrive, I'm pleased that everyone is in good health. The season for the Watanagashi is finally upon us. I believe the assistance of the town council will make this a wonderful festival. I also wish to ask for the assistance of everyone in regards to a few things. 1. Collecting bazaar goods. Villagers are welcome to put their wares on show at the well-received Hinamizawa Grand Bazaar exhibition. I can't read. Anything is welcome, from unconsumed gifts to used clothing. No raw goods, please. Management, Makino, telephone, blah 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 blah. 2. Recruiting Lil Festival drum dancers. The renowned Lil Festival drum dancers group, known for its careful choreography, the Shofu Society, is taking last-minute participants. We're looking for any Showboat elementary and middle schoolers. Management, Kimiyoshi, telephone, blah blah blah. 3. Taking donations. We are accepting donations in multiples of 1,000 yen. For every 1,000 yen donation, you'll be awarded a refreshment stand ticket. Management, Sonozaki, telephone, blah 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 blah. We are always taking suggestions for ways to improve the festival. If you have an interesting idea, call Kimiyoshi at blah 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 blah. There is a 200 yen refreshment stand ticket attached below the cut line. Alright, that's gonna do it for part 5. So let's go and save. And part 6. So next part, or the part after that, I believe, should be the Watanagashi. So, but Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. Take care.